Welcome back to the Foundation. This is Beethoven, and I have a couple thoughts here that I think are pretty valuable, but it is what it is. Like I think the best time to work on music is when you first wake up. All right, and me personally, just because how my mind works, how the energy I have is, even when you get home from work or something like that. But especially when you first wake up. All right, maybe you can give yourself a couple minutes if you want. But like for the people that like maybe don't get a lot of sleep, right? They sleep for a couple of hours. Maybe you've heard those stories about the billionaire grind set, wake up at 4 in the morning, blah blah blah, and start doing. I you know, I think in the morning is probably the best time, right? But things like I'll go to sleep at 12 midnight, wake up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and work on something, right? And then go back to sleep before I have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I think that that's the best time to do it, I can give you like a reason that might not even be true first. Let's say you're dreaming. Let's say you're sleeping, you're dreaming, your mind's still active, by the way, still rested at the same time. You know, you wake up, your mind is still active in a way. You know, they say you're always dreaming, so there's your creative aspect that's still already, working. Go right to your computer, open up your DAW, and see how clear your mind might be. Maybe you have some inspiration that you never known that was there. Pretty much, like it's like when I first wake up, like especially like in 2022, bro, I wouldn't get no sleep. I was so excited to make music, even if no one was listening to it. Still, I got 66 subscribers. Just got like 20 something within the past month. You know what I'm saying? But I was excited to make it, just because, So it's just like that's what kept me up. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's what kept my mind fresh or something. And it's just, but the thing about making it in the morning, and also the thing about how I make it is I like to put a lot of sounds in my shit. So I like to throw some sounds together, right? And then it's like the mixing. So I think it's actually kind of, it's not difficult to mix, but like, here's the thing. When I first started wanting to make beats, dude, it had to be the most boring thing to like understand mixing, but not really, just to look at the videos. See, the thing is with me, is like the beats were like one thing, but then I'm like, dang, how can I make this sound even better? Yeah, okay, I can keep adding sounds. Melodies are easy to me, so I can keep adding melodies, but how could I make it sound even better? So I really started trying to mix things together for like the past year, maybe something like that. I'm still not like amazing because I still keep trying to do like most basic shit, and that's also important. Is because when you feel like you've hit a wall, right? Not even beat block. When you feel like you've hit a wall, and you're aware that you keep doing the same thing, try something else. You know, and it could be as simple as parallel compressing a kick. It could be as simple as something as I was gonna say a similar thing, compressing a snare to give it a little bit more punch. It could be side chaining something. You know, like how many beats and stuff are you gonna make until they keep clashing and stuff like that? Maybe I'm talking about myself, but I'm maybe not the only person walking down this road, right? I got home from work and I wanted to hear something that I made at like 4 in the morning, right? And I pressed play. It sounded like garbage because it's just like a lot of sound hitting you in the face. Everything's turned up. And I decided to add a vocal to this because it's just like the reason why I started making music, honestly, is because like first of all, I liked it, but then I don't want to pay for people's beats. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay for that shit, right? Do everything myself, fuck it, right? But then after I added the vocal, and I just fell back asleep, I came home and I'm like, all right, this actually sounds trash, like mixing wise, you know what I mean? And it's just like, how can I do it even better? See, I always keep this. Here's the thing, right? I guarantee a lot of people, when it comes to mixing, this is what they do. They take their EQ and they put everything in the mid range. You know what I'm saying? They cut out the lows and the highs. Maybe they do some subtractive, but what are you subtracting anything from what? You know? I.e., for an example, harp and a guitar might have similar frequencies. It doesn't help to just put them both in the mid range if they're still clashing. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it'd be like the most simple thing that you can work on while making your beat. You know, the same time you're about to just go on, the EQ and just, low cut it, right? You might as well actually just apply proper EQ. It might be simple, more simple than you think. When you start working with the same instruments and stuff, I'd like to believe that, all right, well, this is all I have to do, right? Keep working on the guitar and harp, boom, I can just keep using these same settings, right? Um, got a harp and a piano here, it still clashes. And it's still going to clashes because I'm not really, like, trying to figure out how not to. And yeah, I've looked things up. The panning, wow, you know what I'm saying? Some subtractive EQing where I get rid of, certain frequencies where the other things are playing. Wow. Next thing I could do is start sidechaining things. Okay, cool. But then there's this point where it doesn't still sound right, because if you listen to music on like the YouTube music or anything like that, like industry songs, bro, it's just the mixing is too clear. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear my stuff, it's like, all right, nice. It sounds a little bit more clear, but then I'm hearing the industry, I'm like, that's just too clear. How am I supposed to do that? Like, how did they do that? I can just put a couple things in my track, right, and still try to get it to the point, and it'll still end up kind of muddy. Then again, maybe muddy is not the right word. Of course, it's how good are your samples and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, at the end of the day, I think, you know, if you're first starting out or something like that, you know, probably try to mix more so than make a beat. Because you can make a beat off of samples. You don't even have to try to do anything. You could just put loops in your DAW and just try to mix it after that. The thing about with samples is that, you know, there might be already effects and stuff to it. So it's just like, you might have a sample that already has reverb. You might have a sample that already has delay. You know, so it's just like, I don't know. But, I don't know. I think the best time to make music is when your mind is fresh. You know, because it's just like, say you're an adult, come home from work, and you say, all right, I'm about to roll up. I'm about to drink a little bit. You feel me? Just to, you know, get my mind right. That right there, I think, is like, kind of like, yeah, you'll be chilling. And yeah, you might be loosened up to make it, but it's like, you know, you've already altered your mind in a way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because shit, I'll do that when I make music. You feel me? It doesn't matter. Definitely matters how you react to it. But like an artist, think it's the complete exact opposite. Artists could come into the studio fucking fried. You know what I'm saying? Just start saying bullshit and they'll be fired. You know, so you kind of have to think of the exact opposite. You know, you kind of have to have some structure, right, in order for, you know, chaos. You know, some crazy shit to happen on the beat. You know, but this is what I have. I think it sounds trash. Like it just doesn't. It just sounds like I didn't even try to mix anything. I don't even know, bro.
Pretty please, ask me baby, stare. See you're looking like these tracks. Expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts. Pretty please, ask me baby, pretty.
And I know there's something a little bit wrong with this, because after I added the saturation, I think this EQ started to be distorted a little bit. And you know what, to be honest, I personally didn't care, because like, I use this same 808 for every beat. And I think that's an issue for me mentally, because like I think the 808 sets a big tone of like the beat, melody, whatever you want. And it's just, I think if you use the same 808 a lot, even it don't even matter if it spins. Like maybe spins is like an exception just because it sounds weak. I just think spin sounds weak, bro. I like stronger, subbier ones. It's just like it puts you in a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like if you use a lot of distorted 808s, you know, you're probably playing some hard stuff. That's a vibe right there, right? Because you can just have a song with no melody and straight drums. So it's just like, if I took the melody away from my songs, it just had the same 808 playing every time. It's just like, it just almost just seemed like a rhythm change more than like a change of the song itself. But see, I came home and I tried to mix this up a little bit better, and I'm hoping it sounds decent, but I think it sounds trash, bro.
Pretty please, ask me baby, stare. See you're looking like these tracks. Expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts.
And the goal is for things to sound clearly, you know, like I want people to hear the harp, the piano, you know.
Pretty please, ask me baby, stare. See you're looking at these tracks. Expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts.
I mean, like, at this point, it's like, if I didn't have anything else on my beat, it'd just be the piano, the harp, and the vocal. And, you know, it's just how do you mix that together, basically. It would be the idea there. And just have it sound like the vocals in the right spot, I guess. You know, everything's in the right spot. And I couldn't even hear how this sounded until I came home and heard this all with the vocal. And I'm just like, oh, this shit sounds kind of titty. You know what I mean?
Pretty please, ask me baby, stare. See you're looking at these tracks. Expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts. Pretty please, ask ask me, baby, stand here looking at these racks, expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts. Pretty please, ask me, baby, stand here looking at these racks, expensive stones on my body, walking artifacts.
This is my 2 cents. I don't want to work on this anymore because I think it sounds garbage. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I just woke up at 4 in the morning and made it, so it's like whatever, I guess.